Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm here with part 2 of the lore of Fate Grand Order Seraph, right? And basically, yeah, I did like what 15 minutes, well, really it was 17 minutes, the last part, and then yeah, I've been just finishing off this part, right? Because yeah, I just didn't have the time yesterday, right? But yeah, I have yeah, enough time to finish this off, and then yeah, probably do something else, right? But yeah, really, I think I'm only upload this today. But yeah, the next poll I probably might do that like tomorrow or Monday, right? When I upload that. Yeah, I forgot. So yeah, if you guys comment down below if like what you want me to look at next, and if not, I'll just put my own basically suggestions, right? So you guys can basically vote on that. Cause yeah, I do have another one. Yeah, I do have some. There's someone already commented to me, right? I just forgot to say the last part. But yeah, if you guys have something, yeah, you can comment down below, and I'll just put it up in the poll. But yeah, basically, yeah, that's pretty much about it. I don't got much else to say, so I hope you guys will enjoy this. Make sure you like, subscribe, and yes, get this reaction started.
I just took what they gave me, did all the favors, they never repay me. It worked in my favor, cause nobody
brand new whip, got no keys. Tell them my clothes, no starch, please. Soon as you can go leave. Got M's in the bank like S and D. Cartier glasses, I won't even peek at you. Yellow Ferrari like Pikachu. I got him waiting and watching what he gon' do. Tryna pee what I do, tryna steal my move. 2500 for a new pair of tennis shoes, the same price.
Okay, so yeah, I think I should probably just back it up here a little bit. Cause yeah, I stopped at like exactly what 1709.
We're safe for now, but we can't linger.
Yeah, I'll just back it up a little bit though.
That while we came here to stop the oil rig from sinking,
but yeah,
we risk being digitized.
So yeah, her clone, right?
To avoid this, we have to find a safe haven, and along the way, we encounter Gawain. Obviously, shit's confusing when Gawain claims he came here with Ritska from the start instead of Nero, but we put that aside in order to team up. Problem is, Seraph is difficult to navigate, with many areas blocked off. Part of BB's attempt to secretly help us is by selling us keys to get around, in exchange for what she calls sacrament, which is essentially the leftover traces of mana left on the battlefield. She doesn't tell us yet, but she's salvaging this stuff to design ways to limit Kiara's power. As we explore Seraph, we're attacked by Tristan. Now, after what we went through in Camelot, it makes sense to be weary of the Knights of the Round Table. They did terrible things
the Knights of the
However, they only
rounds.
so
yeah, I was thinking I heard that before.
To
yeah, I think I know what that is.
Under neutral circumstances, they are far more reasonable. Thus, during the fight, Tristan notices that Melt is handicapped with broken hands, but is yet to inform her own master. He begins to see her as a damsel in distress, someone much like his beloved Isolde. In legend, Tristan was tasked with bringing the Irish maiden Isolde to his uncle, King Mark, for marriage. Along their journey, however, they wound up drinking a magic potion that forced the two to fall madly in love with each other. Tristan was caught in a tragic dilemma, forced to contend with his love for Isolde and his respect for his uncle. In memory of his chivalry, Tristan actually starts to care for Meltrolis, despite his reluctance to help an alter ego. That, and Gawain's presence, encourages Tristan to join our party. He speaks of a different alter ego, Passionlip, who is protecting Seraph's domain of Breast Valley. When we get there, we notice a woman running away from Lip. She calls herself Mabel McIntosh, but is actually just Kiara in disguise.
For real?
Lip's trash and crush
Kiara in disguise, okay.
So we flee toward a chapel in Seraph's thighs. It's being guarded by Vlad III.
Okay,
I know I spoke
Vlad
of him in
III.
my lore of Orleans, but this version is a bit different. Before Apocrypha introduced us to Vlad as the Lancer of Black, we had Extra Vlad, who had a completely different design. While their lore is more or less the same, this Vlad is more deranged and violent, better fitting the title of Dracula.
I can see that, right?
Way,
that blood on his
ass and enter the chapel
armor.
to find Emia Alter. He's not an enemy, but he's not excited to help us either, since he has his own mission to deal with. He does, however, tell us about a terminal behind the altar, which we use to view records of the crew's last moments. The chapel gives us a chance to rest and regain our strength, before moving on to fight Tamamokat, whom BB had made into a sentinel. Just as it seems that Tamamokat is ready to join us, Emia Alter shoots her. It seems like a total dick move.
Yeah, Larry just shoots her, right?
Part of her spirit origin containing Kiara's Karmaphage.
Oh, okay. So no, yeah, she,
is softer than he looks.
Yeah, did the good thing, right, or the right thing, right?
It's possible to get from one side to another by getting the body to flip. We plan on going to Seraph's side and tickling it till it flips over. This helps us escape Passionlip for a time, until we're able to buy from BB a device capable of freeing her from her restraints. With that, we have BB's own personal slave, Robin Hood, bring us back to Seraph's front side. The device BB had sold us is called the Maiden Coaster,
Ren?
which allows Ritsuka to perform a technique that Hakuno used in Fate Extra CCC to essentially dive into a person's exposed emotions. Their secret garden. In that game, it helped turn over a new leaf in their enemies, as well as unlock parts of the playable area called the Sakura Labyrinth. For us, it frees servants from their obligation as sentinels, eliminating the Karmaphage. We plan to use this on Passion Lip, but to initiate the process, Ritsuka must touch her chest. Thankfully, Gawain is more than happy to get rough with the bodacious lip, restraining her so that Ritsuka can finish the job.
Yeah, of course,
touch her
right.
chest and fight her inner self. Lip passes out, but back at the chapel, she agrees to join us. In secret, Meltrellis explains the whole time travel thing to her, and the two sisters agree to work together again. It's sweet and wholesome. Eventually, we make our way to the command room, where Mabel told us there'd be more survivors. There, we find what appears to be the remains of the demon god SE.RA.PH, drained of his powers. It's an easy fight, and once he's dead, we find the only remaining survivor. His name is Arnold, and he's kind of a douche. Even so, we take him back to the chapel and learn even more from the records on Seraphix, including the inhumane experiments done on the master candidates. While we rest for the night, Gawain is killed by a secret attack from Mabel.
Oh,
she couldn't
okay.
resist absorbing his mana.
Yep,
This
and there
makes
it
Arnold
goes.
suspect Melt and Lip, which is dumb since they were outside the chapel all
Okay,
night.
so
as to
yeah,
not
that's what he was
freak anyone
talking
out.
about.
Of course,
Yeah, he's
we never
suspecting
would've
her,
suspected
right?
Mabel, so we're left with no choice but to continue defeating the remaining Sentinels in order to reach the planetarium. So far, Suzuka Gozen's been quite unreasonable, but she finally admits her loyalty to her master. Regardless, we take her down by using the Maiden Coaster on her. We enter her mental landscape and defeat her there. Feeling she has nothing left to fight for, Suzuka tries to commit suicide by leaping into Seraphix's dumping ground. Tamamo Cat, however, convinces Suzuka to join us in order to punish the one who killed her master in the first place. While we gain a new ally, our progress is halted when another remnant of SE.RA.PH sprouts from the ground, knocking Meltrellis down into the dumping ground's pit and breaking her legs. After kicking that pillar's ass, Arnold tries to convince Ritsuka to abandon Meltrellis, as we're running out of time before the oil rig reaches the deepest part of the trench. Screw that! No waifu left behind is what I say. Emiya Alter lends us a suspension cable for us to go fetch Meltrellis. By this point, she feels like her journey is over, that she's failed and there's no way Ritsuka would come to rescue her. She underestimates our devotion, and at the bottom we have a sentimental reunion. Sadly, Emiya Alter, like a total prick, cut the suspension cable, leaving us with no way to get out of the dump. He goes off on his own, first to the chapel to murder Mabel and Arnold. His goal is to wipe out all trace of the rig's horrible experiments. He then goes to the planetarium, known in secret as the Celestial Body Simulator, System Animisphere. He destroys the power source of all the coffins, so that no more servants can be summoned, but he is shocked to discover that Kiara was behind it all. No wonder he took regular Emiya's place. Kiara was his nemesis in life, and now again in FGO's timeline. To save us from Seraphix's waste disposal, BB actually sends us further down to the cruel Thenar, Meltrellis' former
So yeah,
territory,
sending
before
them
she tried to
further
betray
down.
Kiara. With little
Okay.
time to spare, Meltrellis
Even though, yeah, they
insists on
can't
having
get back
Ritsuka use
up,
the Maiden
right?
Coaster on her. By confronting Melt's emotions directly, we free her from her role as a sentinel, which allows her to help us get back to the chapel. It's clearly suspicious that Mabel and Arnold are no longer there, so we leave Meltrellis to rest her broken limbs and head for the planetarium ourselves. Once inside, we discover BB's studio and fight her off, having no idea that she's secretly an
Yeah, the
ally.
BB news.
This exposes the
Okay.
planetarium for what it really is, the facility Emiya Alter had just destroyed. At this point, Emiya Alter has been taken over by Kiara, and he insists on killing Ritsuka to eliminate any trace of this corrupt place. But he's outnumbered by our servants Passion Lip, Tristan, Tamamo Cat, and Suzuka Gozen. He collapses in a puddle of water, no longer able to fight. Kiara finally takes this opportunity to reveal that she's been Mabel the whole time,
Yep, and
watching
there
over
she
Ritsuka's
goes.
journey for the fun of it. Thus far, we'd blamed all this on SE.RA.PH, only to find out that Kiara has long since become the true mastermind. Obviously, we try to stop Kiara from making love to the planet, but find ourselves completely outmatched. In a heartbeat, Kiara wipes out all of our servants,
Oh,
and nearly kills us
okay.
before BB intervenes, and
All of
rewinds
the
time till
servants.
just before the fight. She shelters us in an abandoned classroom, located just above the planetarium, and explains that she's completely on our side now that the Grail War is over. She reveals that she's been using the sacrament we've gathered thus far to create tools we can purchase to limit Kiara's libido, evening the odds of a fair fight. Even better, Meltrellis is now recovered enough to join us in the battle. This time, neither she nor Passionlip are bound by Karmaphage, and can truly give their all against Kiara. For just one moment, we make like the Australian government and ban all the fun lewdness, robbing Kiara of her strongest attacks. We gain the advantage, nearly defeating Kiara before she destroys the arena around us and begins floating the remaining distance to the Earth's core. In suspended gravity, we aren't able to give chase, but thankfully Meltrellis was prepared for this bullshit. Last time, she and Lip used Virgin Laser to send her upwards as a form of time travel. Now, however, she has Lip launch her straight down to Kiara. Like a friggin' harpoon, Meltrellis darts through the digitized ocean, crushing Kiara's heart, such that her body will fade before ever reaching the core. Melt explains that while both she and Kiara are beings of pleasure, they differ in that Melt actually learned how to love others instead of herself. Ritsuka taught her that, but Kiara gets greedy and figures that while she's about to die, nothing's stopping her from stealing Melt's body and starting all over again.
Okay, so yeah,
Her
doing
hair
it
turns into demon gods,
all
which try to
over
pull
again.
Melt in
Okay.
closer. But before they
Yeah,
can,
won't give up.
Emiya Alter shows up to blast the hair away.
Oh, so okay,
With
yep,
what
came
little
back.
strength he had left, he got Tristan's help for a suicide run to rescue Melt. She was prepared to die down there, but thanks to Emiya Alter's cable, she is pulled out by Tristan and released from Kiara's grasp. Consigned to his own death, Emiya Alter watches as Kiara essentially climaxes at the thought of losing. She's not satisfied with the outcome, though, and as she vanishes, she considers the merit of what Melt had told her. Perhaps by turning over a new leaf, she can find even more profound pleasure in loving others. This is basically why she can later be summoned by Chaldea. Without that new perspective, I wouldn't let her near me. One thing of note is that the nature of Kiara's beast form is actually that of a pair of twins, a dual nature like yin and yang. Thus, what we really just defeated was one half of a whole. Technically,
okay, so
Kiara
yeah,
was
just
Beast 3R, the right-hand counterpart to what we'll see later as
3R.
Beast
Okay.
3L.
Oh yeah, so
That's a
yeah,
story
remember
for
that.
another
Yeah.
time. In the aftermath, all of the survivors are brought back to BB's studio. While Melt's spirit origin was too damaged,
Moon
BB
Butterfly
had saved
and
her
Moon
spirit core for
Cancer,
further
okay.
summoning. She uses her power over the moon cell to register Melt, Lip, as well as herself into the Throne of Heroes in order to help Ritsuka on later missions. Apparently, the BB who's been helping us all along was a backup of the one watching over the far side of the moon cell. Now that Kiara's defeated, she has no obligation to go back. What sucks is that, while all of this did indeed happen, nobody at Chaldea has any record of it. BB had the whole thing written off as a void phenomenon.
It
which I
was
guess
a
makes it seem
dream?
to others like nothing ever happened. When
Wait.
Ritsuka asks about SE.RA.PH, Da Vinci says that it was supposedly
Bro,
dismantled years prior.
okay. And I
Guess this
remember
all have to
it
be
was
a secret
another
kept
story
between
too. I
us
think it
and
was
BB.
just a dream as
Speaking of
well.
which,
It's like,
this event had an encore section.
yeah, all of that
Remember
for
how I
what,
said that there
right?
were
It's
technically
like,
two
that was
BBs?
just a dream,
One was
man.
salvaged from Kiara,
Or something
and
like
the one
that.
we met was the BB backup from the moon cell. Well, now that we've destroyed Kiara, the BB she had salvaged, now calling herself BB Go, tries to use what's left of the singularity to imprison humanity. We complete a few more tasks, kick her ass, and that's that. Don't think too hard about it. It's just a silly excuse to extend the event a bit further. Again, I consider this by far to be the least accessible plot arc in the entire game. Even so, it's got a lot of cool parts that I hope you can appreciate more now. The next video will continue with the Epic of Remnant proper with Agartha. Look
Okay.
forward to it.
And I think that's
Thanks for-
about it. So yeah, I'm just used to looking at that, just looking at the end of the video to see if there's something extra. I mean, could have probably been something, but no, I think yeah, once he does his outro, yeah, that's pretty much about it. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. Yeah, it really wasn't much extra. Yeah, just 13 extra minutes, right? But yeah, that's pretty much about it for the lore of SE.RA.PH. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely remember Kiara, right? Especially what was it? Oku, right? That I looked at. Yeah, yeah, some things I gotta remember too, like yeah, what the name of it was, cause yeah, I don't even really remember her name, right? Right here, so yeah, it's like I gotta remember, yeah, what was the lore video too, right? But no, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was Oku, right? That I looked at and saw Kiara at first, but yeah, that's pretty much about it. So yeah, I got to yeah, see some of these characters that I've seen for a while now, right? Especially Melchorless, right? Cause yeah, I did see her. I think yeah, actually animated too, right? Um, and yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, well, bet I get to see some of her, and then yeah, Emiya too, right? Yeah, find out more about him because yeah, I do see him as well. Um, but yeah, other than that, that's pretty much about it. So I think, yeah, I do gotta look at. Well, yeah, I'm gonna put it in the poll, right? But I think it's Melchulus, BB, and someone else. I think no, Passion Lib. Yeah, Passion Lib. So yeah, those three characters, right? So yeah, I might look at their story if it gets the most voted, right? Um, but yeah, I definitely be putting that in there because yeah, I would. Yeah, if there's more to learn about them, yeah, I definitely look at that. Um, but other than that, yeah, nothing else much that yeah I gotta say. So yeah, I'll just end it off here. Yeah, there's really not much else. So yeah, hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure you like and subscribe again, and I'll see you guys in the next one.